Rahim. My name is Zara Mushtaq and I'm going to present my internship report. I did my internship in Bilal Hospital in Food and Nutrition Department. Here are the contents of my report. Introduction to Organization, Nutrition Department in Hospital, tasks assigned, case studies, learning outcomes, and conclusion. Introduction to organization. As the largest private healthcare facility in the heart of Rawalpindi, Bilal Hospital has grown from maternity care center to full-scale modern tertiary care hospital in span of 20 years. Bilal Hospital is equipped with sophisticated diagnostic and therapeutic equipments. The hospital has an 8-bedded ICU, 4-bedded CCU, 2-bedded labor ward, 2 delivery rooms, and basic neonatal nursery. There is a range room, semi-private rooms, and deluxe rooms with different amenities. Then key figures. Departments, there are surgery and general surgery, cardiology, dermatology, dental surgery, ENT, gastroenterology, medicine, surgery, hearing aid, nephrology, neurosurgery, pediatrics, physiotherapy, plastic surgery, ophthalmology, psychiatry, pulmonology, speech therapy, ultrasound, urology, gynae nutrition, and orthopedic. The department where I did my internship is nutrition department. Nutrition clinic is a specialized clinic at Bilal Hospital. Registered dietitian develops a dietary plan for the patients based on their medical condition and nutritional needs. Nutritional clinic will help you to choose healthy eating options, reduce the risk of chronic diseases such as diabetes, heart diseases, kidney diseases, or obesity. Plan a specialized diet based on patient's medical condition and speed up the recovery process of patients. Meals are prepared and provided to patients according to their medical conditions. Assignment and presentation I submitted there are enteral and parenteral feeding, balanced diet, medical nutrition therapy, MNT for different diseases, nutritional assessment, dietary modification for chronic kidney diseases, weaning diet, importance of vitamins and minerals, cardiovascular diseases, and nutritional deficiencies. Case study disease is diabetes. Diabetes is a condition in which the body's ability to produce or respond to hormone insulin is impaired, resulting in abnormal metabolism of carbohydrates and elevated levels of glucose in blood. Glucose is a fuel that feeds your body cells, but to enter your cell, it needs a key, which is insulin. There are two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. In type 1 diabetes, insulin producing cells of pancreas are damaged and pancreas make little or no insulin. So sugar cannot get into the body cell for use as energy. In type 2 diabetes, the pancreas make insulin, but it either does not produce enough or insulin does not work properly. There are another two types which are gestational diabetes and pre-diabetes. Gestational diabetes occurs when there is a high blood glucose level during pregnancy. As pregnancy progresses, the developing baby has a greater need for glucose. Women who have had gestational diabetes have an increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes later in life. Pre-diabetes means you have higher than the normal blood sugar level. It's not high enough to be considered type 2 diabetes, but without lifestyle changes, adults and children with pre-diabetes are more likely to develop type 2 diabetes. Causes of diabetes may include family history of diabetes, being overweight, physical stress, use of certain medications, injury to the pancreas, autoimmune diseases, abnormal blood cholesterol or triglyceride levels, age, smoking, history of gestational diabetes. Symptoms may include increased thirst, increased hunger, dry mouth, frequent urination, weight loss, weak, tired feeling, blurred vision, numbness or tingling in the hands or feet, slow healing, sores or cuts, dry and itchy skin, urinary tract infections. Diabetes is diagnosed with fasting sugar blood test or with A1C blood test, also known as glycated hemoglobin test. These are the ranges. The first case study, the patient name is Aman and he is admitted in diabetic ward. Major diagnosis diabetes mellitus plus he is obese. His anthropometric data, then the biochemical assessment and clinical assessment and 24 hours dietary recall. Medical nutrition therapy for diabetes. Eat more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains which provide complex carbohydrates. Avoid foods and beverages which with high fructose corn syrup and limit consumption of artificial sweet fruit juices. Stay well hydrated by drinking water. Cut back on saturated fats from red meat, fatty poultry, and high-fat dairy products. Focus on lean meat and poultry. Low-fat dairy and lentils are as source of protein. Avoid meats such as liver, kidney, and sweetbreads. Limit serving sizes of beef, lamb, and pork. Some types of seafoods may also be added in diet. Moderate portions of fish can be part of diabetic diet. Avoid alcohol because it may contribute to worsen the condition. The recommended sugar intake for adult women is 22 grams, for men is 36 grams, and for children is 12 grams a day. Some antioxidants may also helps in reducing diabetic complications. And individual with diabetes should be encouraged to drink a minimum of 8 to 10 cups of fluid per day. Diet plan, which diet plan which include before breakfast 1 glass warm water, then breakfast, then mid morning snack and lunch, then mid evening snack and dinner, then bedtime. Case study 2. Patient name is Meera Fatma, and she is admitted in gynae ward, and major diagnosis gestational diabetes. Her anthropometric measurements and then biochemical assessment, then clinical assessment, and 24 hours dietary recall, and then diet plan. Case study 3. The patient name is Farhan Ali. He is admitted in diabetic ward. Major diagnosis diabetes mellitus. Age is 85 years. Weight is 90 kg. Height is 5 feet 9 inches and BMI 29.3. Overweight. Biochemical assessment. Then clinical assessment. Skin dry and itchy, mouth dry and sore, hair easy to pluck, hands and feet. He's suffering from diabetic foot. Hunger increased, thirst, urination increased, weakness, tired feeling, weight gain, and slow healing. Then 24 hours dietary recall, and then diet plan. Learning outcomes. My duty during my internship duration was ward visit with dietitian, prescribing diet under her supervision and presentation on my assignments. Daily assignments on different topics of nutrition was also part of my training. Doing internship in Bilal Hospital is very different kind of experience for me. Now moving towards what I have learned. So I have learned many of techniques on nutritional practices. First of all, I have learned about different types of diets in hospital. I learned how to form a balanced diet, nutritional assessment. Most importantly, I understand the concept of NG feed and its formation, and how to calculate the calories and fluid requirement for a person. What is the caloric requirement in every disease? Medical condition therapies for multi diseases. I also learned many points from doctors who are at round during the time. Counseling of patients, supplements of audits requirements. In the duration of 4 weeks, I learned above mentioned techniques enough to whet my appetite. I never had a chance to really delve into nutrition in depth so that I would feel comfortable counseling patients or speaking intelligently about it with colleagues. Conclusion. I think my internship is an opportunity for a medical student to get an insider look into the fascinating world of clinical nutrition and nutrition science. The variety of opportunities I had at the Bilal Hospital working with Dr. Tamina as my mentor give me the ability to look at the role of nutrition in health from many different angles. I saw how important clinical nutrition is in the hospitals. There were two separate clinics for kids with either growth faltering or obesity. These clinics are where I spend a great deal of my time. I like to say today that in order to provide effective dietary counseling to patients, each doctor should have a little bit of nutritionist inside them. This skill is one of the greatest gifts that the internship provided me for my own toolbox of clinical skills. Thank you.